Oh my gosh. Hey, you! It's slender.
What the fuck is that? Ain't shit up there.
Да, из трупов кукол.
То есть глина там, да?
Да.
From chilling footage of elusive beasts lurking deep within the woods, to the horrifying story of Russia's infamous gravedigger and the eerie legend surrounding one of the most haunted houses on Earth. These are some of the most unsettling moments ever captured on camera. Stick around, because you won't want to miss a single one. On March 29th, 2009, a YouTube channel called Sasquatch Alliance, known for uploading all kinds of Bigfoot sightings and strange wilderness encounters, dropped something that, still to this day, is considered one of their most unbelievable pieces of footage. The clip was submitted by one of their viewers during a hike deep in the Colorado wilderness. As they were navigating, the camera briefly caught a glimpse of something very strange in the woods. At first glance, it kind of looks like a gorilla or some large ape. But here's the thing. There are no wild populations of gorillas or apes recorded anywhere in that region. And when you take a closer look, this thing doesn't just look big, it looks massive. Gorillas typically stand about 4 to 6 feet tall when upright, but this figure appears to be somewhere in the range of 7 to 10 feet. It's also walking with a more upright, almost human-like posture. Its build is thick, powerful, and not like the typical form you'd expect from an ape. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. Some viewers pointed out a possible connection to a lesser-known cryptid called Old Yellow Top, a Sasquatch-like creature that was reportedly seen multiple times around Cobalt, Ontario, between 1906 and 1970. Witnesses described it as a large, hairy figure with dark fur, but with a distinct yellowish patch on its head, almost like a mane. One of the more iconic sightings came in 1923, when a hiker claimed to have captured a photo of a yellow-headed creature strolling through the Oregon woods. Looking at all this, it makes you wonder, could this be the same creature, or at least something from the same species? The sightings span over 60 years and come from different places and different people who had no connection to each other. Yet somehow, the descriptions remain eerily consistent. That kind of long-running pattern makes you stop and ask, is there actually something out there in the woods? Something we're not supposed to see? While setting up trail cams in Central Virginia, this off-grid YouTuber captured something eerie that sent chills down his spine. The camera was pointed toward a quiet tree line, blanketed in thick morning fog. Everything seemed still, but then something strange began to move. Deep in the haze, a white figure appears, slowly weaving through the trees. It doesn't walk normally either. It squats, pauses, almost like it's performing some kind of eerie ritual, or just behaving in a way that doesn't make any sense. The person who uploaded it on YouTube was left completely stunned, asking what in the world had wandered into the woods that morning. The comment section exploded with theories. Some viewers started calling it the Fog Man, while others insisted it had to be some kind of ghost or spirit. But here's where it gets weirdly human. There's a moment in the footage where the sound of a car can be heard in the distance. maybe there's a road nearby, and just then, the figure suddenly squats down as if trying to hide. Now that's interesting because cryptids, they don't usually act like that. They're either aggressive, curious, or they just vanish. But squatting and hiding, that's something a person might do, which somehow makes it even more terrifying. Its body shape was humanoid, like someone in a costume maybe, but why would anyone be out there, alone, crouching and creeping through the fog at dawn? It didn't make sense, and whether it was a creature, a ghost, or some deranged person, the whole thing is just deeply unsettling. In April 2007, a chilling photograph of a strange creature from Qatar surfaced, stirring fear and fascination across the internet. The figure appeared to be crouched, almost humanoid, but twisted and grotesque. Its sunken features and unnatural limbs sent shivers down the spines of viewers worldwide. People began speculating. Was this some kind of undiscovered creature, a mutant, or something even more sinister? The buzz grew quickly, especially since this wasn't the first time a disturbing photo had emerged from the same region. Paranormal researcher Matt Moniz recalled an earlier incident dating back to the 1970s, involving two men spelunking near a shoreline cave in Qatar. They had split up inside the cave system, but only one man returned, terrified and covered in blood. His friend had been found mutilated, with deep gashes across his body. When police investigated and developed a roll of 35mm film found on the deceased, the last frame showed a strange, shadowy creature, its form barely recognizable as anything human or animal. Rumors swirled for years, with some calling it a demon, others insisting it was a spirit accidentally captured on film. Later on, however, sharp-eyed skeptics noticed that the 2007 image bore a striking resemblance to a toy known as the stretchy horror monster, sparking claims that the photo had been faked using a modified figurine. While that image may have been debunked, the older cave photograph remains a chilling mystery, unexplained and deeply rooted in Qatari folklore. Whether both were hoaxes or only one was real, the legend refuses to die, echoing from the dark depths of the caves where it all began. Among Bigfoot enthusiasts, few clips spark as much debate or controversy as the now infamous Jabz Cascade Bigfoot sighting. This footage was taken by a hiker who heard strange noises coming from the woods and started recording. But what he catches next has kept people talking ever since. In the footage, you can see a large, distant, humanoid figure casually strolling through the trees, almost like it's out for a morning walk. The hiker films it from a hidden spot, trying not to make a sound, but eventually loses sight of the figure as it melts back into the forest. It's definitely intriguing, but let's zoom in on what really matters here: the creature's appearance. At first glance, it does check a few Bigfoot boxes: broad back, wide shoulders, and overall bulky frame. But then, there's one detail that throws it off for me: those arms. Bigfoot is typically described as having long, almost ape-like arms that reach down past the knees. This figure, its arms look short, way too short, and honestly, its overall silhouette looks less like a cryptid and more like a large dude in outdoor gear, possibly even wearing a hat. Nothing about the movement or proportions screams undiscovered forest beast. To me, it just seems off. But hey, That's just my take. Plenty of viewers in the comments think this could actually be the real deal. Some even claim the proportions are distorted due to the camera angle and distance. So what do you think? Was this a rare glimpse of Bigfoot, or just another guy out for a hike in the wrong place at the right time? Drop your thoughts in the comments. An American game warden, someone who's literally trained to protect wildlife and natural resources, shared a video recorded by his own son, and let's just say, it made him rethink about his profession. In the footage, you can see a mysterious hunched black figure crouched by a river, seemingly focused on something in the water. The video was taken from a distance, so it's hard to tell exactly what the creature is doing. But one thing's for sure, we've never seen anything quite like it. It had long arms, a curved back, and was completely covered in thick black fur. At one point, the person filming even calls out to it, and whatever this thing was, it clearly heard him. The creature instantly stiffens up, almost startled, before the video ends.
Hey, you! It's slender.
Now, let's talk about its appearance. This thing checks every box for a classic Sasquatch encounter. Humanoid body structure, long, powerful limbs, broad, muscular frame, and while most clips like this are immediately dismissed as hoaxes or some dude in a costume, this one is different, and the internet noticed. Over 90% of viewers in the comments believe this could actually be legit, and here's why. There are no signs of CGI or visual tampering. The creature's fur texture blends seamlessly with the environment, and the way it moves, that hunched heavy gait doesn't match how a human in a suit would carry themselves. It's just too natural, too unsettlingly real. If what we're seeing here isn't a hoax, then it raises a chilling question. Are creatures like this really living out there in our forests, just beyond the tree line, hidden in plain sight? Because if so, that's pretty damn terrifying. At first glance, it looked like just another old trail cam clip from a quiet backyard, recorded back in 2020. But now, years later, the footage has resurfaced on Reddit, and what it reveals is far more chilling than anyone expected. The video comes from a motion-activated trail camera mounted nearly 10 feet high on a tree at the edge of a residential property. That property just so happens to border over 10,000 acres of protected forest in central Virginia, dense, untouched wilderness that stretches for miles. At exactly 2:49 a.m., the camera was triggered. What it captured was a massive humanoid figure slowly emerging from the tree line. No flashlight, no headlamp, just a towering shape walking steadily toward the street, completely shrouded in darkness. Judging by the camera's height and the downward angle of the shot, the creature is estimated to stand over 9 feet tall, and that's not even the strangest part. Roughly a few seconds after the figure appears, bizarre sounds begin echoing through the woods. Low, guttural noises mixed with distant snapping branches. According to the uploader, these sounds continue for about 30 seconds, just before the recording cuts off. The user who posted the footage insists it's completely unedited and says they were deeply disturbed after watching it again, especially knowing it all unfolded just yards from their back door, with no sign of hunters, no trespassing, and no clear explanation. They turned to the online community in hopes someone could help identify what they'd captured. But instead of answers, they found more questions. Was it some unknown animal, a person in a costume, or something else entirely? Something that doesn't belong in the forest or in our world? One thing certain, this wasn't just another late-night visitor. In rural Dubina, Fayette County, Texas, on what looked like a normal day, Michael Dumas DeMel was reviewing footage from one of his motion-activated hunting cameras when he spotted a bizarre creature wandering past. Captured in grainy black and white, the figure was about the size of a medium dog, walking on all fours, but with an odd, almost unnatural posture. Michael initially thought it might be a monkey, but monkeys aren't found wild in Texas, and no zoos nearby had reported an escape. Wildlife biologist Laura Sherrod ruled out a deer or fawn, suggesting it could be a small, mangy animal like a fox or coyote, though she admitted the blurriness makes it difficult to say for sure. Some viewers have gone further, speculating it could be a chupacabra, a skinwalker, or even something not of this world. Personally, the shape and context feel too off for it to be a normal wild animal, especially in an area with no history of exotic species. The way it moves in the darkness has that unsettling, not quite right feeling. Ohio is known for its rolling hills, dense forests, and quiet farmlands, but beneath that peaceful landscape, something strange might be lurking. A video shared on both YouTube and Reddit in 2021 stirred up a real buzz among cryptid enthusiasts, and for good reason. The footage shows a cameraman focusing on a distant tree line when, suddenly, a large black humanoid figure appears, casually strolling through the woods. The person behind the camera starts tracking it as it moves deeper into the forest.
Look at that!
From the sound of the voice, it seems like the one filming is a kid, and he genuinely sounds surprised by what he's seeing. Now, let's talk about the creature. Like many previous sightings, it fits the classic Bigfoot profile. Tall, broad, dark-colored, and moving with a steady, deliberate pace. But here's what caught my attention: the kid's reaction. Some viewers think it feels a bit acted or forced, like he's trying to sound scared. And honestly, I get the skepticism, but it's also possible he was just overwhelmed and didn't know how to process what he was seeing. Kids react in strange ways when adrenaline kicks in, especially when faced with something unexplainable. Either way, whether it was fear, shock, or just an awkward reaction, seeing something that massive out there in the woods, especially in Ohio, is enough to leave anyone rattled. And let's be real, if you saw that outside your window or on your property trail cam, you're probably not sleeping too well that night. Next up, we've got an old photo from 1961 that recently went viral, and not just for how it looks, but for the unbelievably strange story behind it. According to the legend, a Michigan man was returning home from a late-night factory shift when, around 3 a.m., he spotted something bizarre lurking near the gate to his property. Alarmed, he reportedly grabbed his rifle and then, thinking quickly, went back for his camera. What he captured that night was a grainy but unsettling photo of a hairy, bipedal creature, something that moved eerily between walking upright and crawling on all fours. Many believe the creature could be the infamous Michigan dogman, or possibly even some kind of regional werewolf. And honestly, the story checks a lot of boxes that match other local encounters over the decades. But then comes the twist. When the image was run through editing detection software, it was revealed that the photo had been tampered with, specifically using Adobe Photoshop. That's a big red flag and strong evidence that the image isn't as authentic as the story claims. Still, while the photo may be a hoax, the story behind it lingers, with just enough mystery to make you wonder. Some speculate that the editing might have only been used to enhance the creature's outline, maybe to make it more visible in the dark photo. And for those who complain it's too blurry, well, here's a weird theory I came across. Apparently, some people believe that cryptids emit a high-frequency energy that causes cameras, no matter how advanced, to distort or blur their images. That's why they say every cryptid photo looks like it was taken with a potato. Real, fake, or somewhere in between. This one's definitely got people talking. This man was just out for a simple night walk until he saw something his mind couldn't explain, and it absolutely terrified him. In the video he recorded, he focuses his camera on a bizarre, fast-moving shadow appearing in the yard of a nearby house. What makes it even stranger is that he pans the camera up to the roof to prove that no one is there. And yet, the shadow keeps moving, twisting and darting around like it has a mind of its own.
What the is that? I ain't shit up there.
There's clearly no visible person nearby, yet this strange shadow keeps flashing across the scene, peeking around corners and shifting in shape. At first glance, it almost looks like the silhouette of some giant ghostly figure, its form warping and morphing as it moves. It's creepy, no doubt, but here's the most likely explanation, and honestly, it's kind of brilliant. It could be a praying mantis. Yup, a large mantis hanging close to a bright light, likely catching bugs. And because it's so close to the light source, its tiny body casts a huge, distorted shadow on the yard below, making it look like some paranormal creature pacing around. Still, logical or not, the footage definitely gives off eerie vibes. And here's my personal advice. Even if it's just a bug shadow, maybe think twice before going on solo night walks, because you never know when that next flickering shadow might follow you home. It was supposed to be a routine investigation, just another visit to the home of a quiet academic in Nizhny Novgorod, but what police uncovered inside was something no one was prepared for. In 2011, officers entered the apartment of Anatoly Moskvin, a well-known historian, linguist, and cemetery expert, and were met with a scene so disturbing it would haunt them forever. Scattered throughout the home were 29 mummified corpses of young girls, some as young as 3. But it wasn't just the bodies. Each had been carefully dressed up like porcelain dolls. He applied makeup to their sunken faces, put wigs on their heads, and even placed music boxes and toys inside their hollowed-out chests so they would speak or play when touched. Some were seated on sofas. Others were placed around the house as if they were part of a living family.
Да, из трупов кукол.
То есть и глина там, да?
Да.
Moskvin later confessed that he had exhumed the girls' bodies from local cemeteries over the course of a decade. He kept detailed records of the grave sites, birthdays, and even celebrated holidays with them. He claimed he wasn't desecrating the dead. He believed he was giving the girls a second life, saying he had developed emotional bonds with them and that they spoke to him in dreams, asking to be rescued from the cold ground. He had been denied permission to adopt children during his life, which he said left him lonely and desperate for a family of his own. Despite the horror of his actions, Moskvin was declared insane and committed to a psychiatric institution, where he remains to this day. This case still stands as one of the most disturbing examples of obsession, loneliness, and madness colliding in ways no one could have expected, a reminder that true horror doesn't always live in fiction. The line between genius and madness couldn't be more blurred. Uploaded to YouTube in September 2011, this footage comes from Brazil. It all started when a local man was alerted by his dog's frantic barking, thinking it had found a dead animal. The man rushed over. But when he arrived, what he saw wasn't a raccoon or stray. It was something far more disturbing, something that looked like an alien. The creature lying there had features straight out of science fiction: large head, slender limbs, and that strange gray skin. You know, the typical alien image we've all seen online. The body appeared fresh. Its texture, its skin, even the fine details. Everything looked intact, as if whatever happened to it had just happened hours ago. Some viewers are convinced this is the real deal. Others argue it's too well made to be authentic, perhaps a movie prop or an elaborate hoax crafted by a talented artist. And honestly, with the kind of detail shown in this video, the skin folds, the eye sockets, the lifeless yet realistic posture, it's hard to tell. But here's the thing, this isn't an isolated case. South America has seen multiple reports of alien encounters and even alleged bodies. Most recently, another so-called alien corpse was discovered in Mexico, and even the BBC covered it. Whether you're a believer or not, one thing's for sure, this world, and whatever might lie beyond it, is full of mysteries. And who knows, maybe the next alien encounter won't be a discovery, but a visit. These next eerie photos take us deep into the heart of one of Saigon's most infamous haunted locations, the 727 Tron Hung Jiao building, better known as the Cursed President Building. Originally built in the 1960s by a wealthy millionaire and later occupied by American soldiers during the Vietnam War, this towering 13-floor, 530-room structure now stands as a hollow shell, crumbling, forgotten, and haunted. From the very beginning, construction was riddled with tragedy, accidents, deaths, inexplicable setbacks. In a desperate bid to stop the chaos, 4 virgin corpses were secretly buried at the building's 4 corners. But after the war ended, residents began reporting chilling phenomena: ghostly figures marching in the halls, whispers in the dead of night, shadows flitting past windows on floors that had long been abandoned. One coffee vendor swore that during every full moon, the same pale woman would appear at her cart, only to leave behind joss paper instead of real money. Every single time. For me, it's that unsettling blend of wartime trauma, ancient spiritual rites, and decades of chilling encounters that makes this building feel like it was ripped straight from a horror film. But here's the real question. Would you be brave enough to spend a night inside for $1 million? A man was just driving along when something in a nearby field nearly made his heart explode with fear. The video, originally uploaded to Instagram, shows the driver filming from inside his car. As he pans the camera toward the field, we catch a chilling glimpse of something unnatural. Standing motionless in the grass is what looks like a skeletal soldier, pale white, humanoid, with 2 horns jutting from its head. And if that wasn't creepy enough, it's holding something in its hand and staring straight at the camera. Now, the internet is divided. Some say it's clearly AI generated. Others think it looks eerily similar to a demigod-like creature from the Stranger Things series. According to that theory, it could be part of a clever marketing stunt for the show's new season. Maybe a statue, maybe a prop. But let's be honest, even if it is just a statue, imagine randomly spotting that in a lonely field at dusk. I don't care if it's made of plastic or pixels. I'd be screaming at the top of my lungs and driving straight home. Driving on a desolate road can be calming for some, but for this woman, it turned into a pure nightmare when she spotted something horrifying.
What the fuck?
This video was uploaded on TikTok, where a woman claimed to have seen something terrifying during her late-night drive home. In the footage, as she and her husband are driving, their car's dash cam captures a woman sitting in the middle of the road, doing something bizarre.
What the fuck?
She appears to be holding a rock and banging it on something, but the creepiest part? It's the middle of nowhere, surrounded by dense woods.
What the fuck? Stop.
It looks like something straight out of a nightmare, but the uploader later confirmed that it was just a prank by a low-budget horror film crew. I mean, who sets up something like that just to give drivers a heart attack? This urban legend started off with a video uploaded on YouTube way back in 2008 by a user named Nana825763. The reason it gained fame immediately was its creepy nature. It introduced a supposedly cursed YouTube account called 666. This is what the users back in 2008 were seeing. If you didn't get what was happening, let me tell you, the account seemed suspended at first, which is normal, but then the uploader refreshes the page repeatedly, and that's when things get weird. Each refresh brings progressively creepier changes to the site. Colors distort, text becomes garbled, and eerie visuals begin to take over the screen. He clicks on the video, and that's when things just get worse. After some time, the account somehow hacks his entire browser, preventing him from closing tabs, pausing videos, or even shutting down his computer. By the end, his PC completely breaks down. It all started on a YouTube channel called Nana825763, also known as Puropito, on December 28, 2007. But the story initially wasn't just about YouTube. In this now long-deleted YouTube video, Puropito features the website Nico Nico, showcasing that users who typed SM666 into the URL would soon be consumed by this dreadful digital hell. Eventually, they too succumb to its destruction. The video received moderate success on the channel. Then, on February 26, 2008, the channel uploaded another video, also featuring this strange phenomenon. This time, on our beloved YouTube.com. This video would blow up and become the one everyone remembers, due to the fact that very little acknowledgement of the video was ever made by the user who uploaded it, and other perfectly timed circumstances. People in the comments just came to their own conclusions about the video, came up with their own theories. From a curse to government conspiracies, or just the devil's work, there were many theories spawned. What added to the legend's creep factor was how closely it mirrored real life. Viewers who tried visiting the 666 account themselves would see it listed as suspended, just like in the video, and then it was reported that one such account had existed at one point. So why was it mysteriously removed by YouTube? This connection between what was real and what was not somehow blurred the lines for many, making people question whether the curse was more than just a cleverly done fake. While filming in the eerie backwoods of southern Illinois, a crew's camera caught something truly terrifying. This clip, uploaded to YouTube, was recorded by a crew filming for Stryker Brigade Combat Team deep in the jungle. While working on their project, they noticed a massive humanoid figure moving through the forest, covered in black hair and towering over the foliage. Its posture and walk bear a striking resemblance to what the internet commonly refers to as Bigfoot. It's unsettling to think creatures like this might roam our jungles. This first responder's ATV GoPro captured something in the forest that will haunt him forever. On a high-priority GPS medical alert, the responder rushed to aid someone near a recreational area along the North Saskatchewan River in Canada. As he tore through the twisting trails, he suddenly spotted a strange, shadowy figure standing dead still between the trees and bushes. The figure appeared to be hiding, as though stalking the ATV, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. While some are calling it Bigfoot, I don't think so. This thing feels far more intelligent and terrifying than the legendary cryptid. What do you think? Just another forest myth, or something truly sinister lurking in the wilderness? A Reddit user set up 2 trail cams deep in the forest. What they captured might just be some of the most chilling photos on the internet. This photo was taken by one of the trail cameras at the Port Madison Indian Reservation, where the user had set up the cameras. It was a dense forest, so there were never any hikers there. This photo, taken by the second camera, shows the same spot, but this time there is a shadowy, creepy figure standing in the distance. It looks like a girl, but there's something terrifyingly off about her, especially that face. The user notified the local police, assuming the figure might be lost, but the fact that this person, or whatever it is, was a mile deep in the forest with no trail nearby makes it even creepier. And that face? It doesn't look human to me. This next video shows one of the rarest US Navy encounters with a bizarre UFO that's been flying around. In 2019, US Navy personnel filmed and photographed a pyramid-shaped object flying in the sky. According to reports, this could either be a UFO or UAP, a topic discussed in the classified May 1st, 2020 briefing by the Office of Naval Intelligence. The object looks incredibly strange, and considering it comes from the Navy, it could be authentic. I can't think of anything else that fits the description. Maybe a kite? But seriously, what kind of kite reflects and glows like this? I've never seen anything like it. Dolls are unsettling, but what this homeowner has is straight up nightmare. The homeowner got this unsettling doll from a local antique auction, and since it arrived, his wife started feeling strange things happening, like finding random items on the floor. Curious, the owner decided to test it out by leaving the doll and filming while he was gone. Strange things started happening. Packs fell off the counter by themselves, and the dog got scared of something invisible. Despite all that, the owner still didn't want to throw the doll out. In the next update video, the same doll turns on another battery-powered doll, even though it had no batteries in it. The homeowner even cut the wires to make sure. As many commenters pointed out that the doll might have batteries in its feet, the owner showed in the following video that it was also empty, but the doll still worked. This is why I hate dolls, and this one, in particular, looks haunted just by its appearance. Maybe it's time for the homeowner to listen to his wife and get rid of it. This next video, uploaded on YouTube, captures a truly terrifying and unsettling creature that seems to be haunting a couple in their new home. The woman was terrified, hearing knocking and stepping noises coming from her attic.
Eu estou-me a passar porque eu não consigo dormir, eu estou cheia de medo e eu decidi hoje filmar isto porque eu tenho a certeza que se passa alguma coisa e se acontecer alguma coisa vai ficar gravado.
She called her husband to check, and you can hear the fear in her voice as he opens the attic door. Inside, it was dark, but as the husband walked around, some boxes suddenly shifted on their own. This confirmed that someone or something was definitely in there, though the low light kept it hidden. While walking down, the husband handed the camera to his wife, and during the exchange, a strange creature was captured, quickly peeking its head out. They didn't notice it at the time, but after reviewing the video, it became clear. This was definitely the thing making those noises, and my advice to the homeowner is simple. Leave it in there and change homes as fast as possible. The creepy legend of Sad Satan emerged in 2015 when the YouTube channel Obscure Horror Corner, run by a man named Jamie, uploaded a series of gameplay videos of a mysterious game supposedly found on the deep web. The channel had multiple videos of Jamie playing this game, Sad Satan, but there was no narration at all. The game was speaking for itself. According to Jamie, the game was shared with him by an anonymous user using an onion link. He found it quite odd instead of straight up horrifying. All his videos showed him wandering through corridors with creepy sounds and visuals. There were even flashes every now and then, which just added to the disturbing atmosphere. But this isn't the only creepy thing about the game. Whispers of hidden content quickly spread, with some speculating that the game contained far darker material, such as real-world gore or illegal content. This rumor turned the already creepy Sad Satan into an internet legend. Jamie himself denied encountering anything extreme, but admitted that he found the game's atmosphere deeply unnerving. Whatever the truth, Sad Satan feels less like a game and more like an unsettling experience, one that lingers in your mind long after the screen fades to black. In early 2011, a Reddit user under a cryptic name began posting strings of seemingly random letters and numbers on a subreddit with the same name. For nearly a year, the post went unnoticed, dismissed as internet noise. But when people started paying attention, they realized something was off. The cryptic messages were uploaded daily and seemed almost too intentional and too precise to be random. That's what got a team of dedicated codebreakers and very curious Redditors to team up and get on with solving this mystery. They even made a subreddit called Solving A858. Their efforts uncovered fragments of meaning, ASCII art, excerpts from books like Actions and Passions by Max Lerner, and even messages thanking users who interacted with the account. Despite their progress, the deeper mystery remained unsolved. The majority of this user's posts were impenetrable, with only a small percentage successfully decoded. The subreddit itself was locked for a time, and only worthy members could access it, further fueling speculation about its purpose. Years later, the creator of A858 claimed it was nothing more than an experiment in cryptography. But this explanation didn't satisfy many followers. The effort, precision, and sheer volume of posts seemed to hint at something bigger. Was it a government project, a marketing ploy, or something more sinister? Even now, the subreddit's archives remain a rabbit hole for anyone brave enough to dive in. A 858's legend lives on, a digital puzzle box that invites endless speculation and leaves behind more questions than answers. As the title suggests, Grave Robbing for Morons is a 27-minute VHS tape teaching viewers how to rob graves, clean the remains, and sell them on the black market. For years, the video has been nothing but a mystery, with debates about the narrator's identity and the authenticity of its unsettling contents.
We'll show you the coffin itself and the way we opened it and the way it was done.
The origins of this tape remain unknown, including the date, location, and circumstances of its creation. It first surfaced in a compilation of 4 short films on a DVD titled Ensuring Your Place in Hell, version 2, made anonymously around 2010. However, most people know the tape from the YouTube channel Simon Pretch, which uploaded it on August 9th, 2014, with the cryptic description, "A scary discovery. These teenagers' home video shows us how to rob graves." The video opens mid-conversation with a young man showing how to remove skin from a skull's forehead. The bones scattered beside him appear quite real, and so does the skull he holds. And considering the time it was recorded, many claim it would have been impossible to create such realistic props at that time, so there is a huge chance it was a real skull. Adding to the creepy atmosphere is the video's grainy and low quality, which makes it feel like something we weren't meant to see. And then there is the narrator's casual tone, discussing grave robbing techniques as though it were a very normal thing, only increasing the weirdness. Whether it's fake, real, or something darker, grave robbing for morons remains a haunting piece of underground media. A man was out on a solo hike when he saw something that made his blood run cold. This footage comes from X, where a user uploaded a video claiming to have spotted a strange being in the forest. As the hiker kept recording, you can see something lurking in the bushes, peeking out and seemingly stalking the cameraman. If you think it's just a bush or a trick of the light, think again. This thing moves and locks eyes with the camera, its gaze filled with an eerie, almost malevolent presence. It appears to be some kind of furry creature, but its face, that's what truly sends chills down my spine. What do you think this creature is? Something familiar or something from the unknown? This man was flying a drone over Salt Lake, Ohio to test its controls, but what he captured made his heart skip a beat. The drone snapped this eerie image, revealing a dry forest landscape. But among the trees, there's something unusual. A tall, humanoid black figure. It closely resembles the legendary Bigfoot we've seen in countless internet sightings. Covered in dark fur, the figure appears to be casually strolling through the wilderness. Some viewers in the comments believe it could be a primate, like an ape or a gorilla. But a quick search will tell you, Ohio doesn't have any wild primates. So, if it's not a known animal, then we might have to face a shocking reality. Could this really be Bigfoot? Up next, a hiker captures eerie footage of the legendary Bigfoot, but this time, the creature is smaller, almost like a child lurking in the shadows. This hiker was enjoying a serene walk through the forest when suddenly he heard the sound of branches snapping nearby. As he panned his camera around, he managed to capture the source of the sound, a small, black creature darting through the woods.
What the fuck is that?
According to the uploader, this could be a baby Bigfoot, and judging by its appearance, it certainly seems possible. It has the dark fur, humanoid walk, and posture typical of Bigfoot sightings. So, is this truly a young Bigfoot? Or could it be something entirely different? Something we have yet. Mountains in North America are infamous for Bigfoot sightings, and these stories might just provide some terrifying proof. A hiker named Peter was exploring the Rocky Mountains when he stumbled upon a massive footprint on a dirt trail. To compare its size, he placed his phone, roughly 6 to 7 inches in length, beside it. Shockingly, the footprint was nearly 3 times larger in both length and width. One chilling story dates back to 1975 in McCall. A 15-year-old farmer was startled late at night when his horses and dogs went wild. Grabbing his shotgun, he ran outside, expecting to find a bear. But after firing a shot, he realized in horror that it wasn't a bear at all. It was a towering humanoid figure, clutching a wild hog under its arm. Another eerie encounter took place in southern Idaho, where a man and his 10 companions claimed to have seen a Bigfoot. They estimated the creature to be around 10 feet tall, covered in reddish-brown fur, lurking deep in the woods. A man named Kaylee shared his terrifying experience on his 5-acre property where he lived in a double-sized trailer home and kept horses and hogs. One night, to his horror, their fully grown, large breed hog was taken. The culprit? He and his family were convinced it was Bigfoot. In Siksika, multiple pieces of Bigfoot evidence have been captured on camera. One eerie photograph taken on the Blackfoot Reservation appears to show a large, shadowy figure. Even more chilling, giant footprints were discovered nearby. Alberta, Canada is another hotspot for Bigfoot sightings. Many reports describe a large, furry creature casually strolling through the woods, evading capture, yet leaving behind traces of its presence. With so many stories and pieces of evidence, it seems these elusive cryptids have a stronghold in the forests of Canada and North America. Could these mountains truly be home to the legendary Bigfoot? As a hiker, you expect to witness beautiful, serene forests, but for this one, the experience took a terrifying turn. In this video uploaded on X, we see a strange, gorilla-like creature casually strolling through the forest. The footage was captured by a hiker who appears to be peeking from behind a tree, trying to stay hidden. The sheer size and muscular build of this creature are both awe-inspiring and downright terrifying. At first glance, it resembles a gorilla, but upon closer inspection, its posture and the way it moves seem eerily human. What do you think this creature is? A Bigfoot or something even more terrifying lurking in the wild? This guy was on a late-night drive through a snowy forest when he heard the sound of branches breaking. Curious and slightly unnerved, he started recording, only to capture something absolutely terrifying. As the driver listened closely, he heard bone-chilling screams echoing from deep within the woods. Stepping out of his car, he began recording, and in the video, we can hear those eerie, blood-curdling screams growing louder. When he calls out, whatever's in the woods responds, with an even more intense and unsettling cry. Then, as if things couldn't get any worse, he hears something massive crashing down from the trees, breaking branches as it descends. According to the uploader, this terrifying encounter resembles a wendigo. In North American Algonquian folklore, the wendigo is a mythological, cannibalistic creature known for stalking humans during winter. Some legends describe it as a monstrous beast that devours people, while others believe it to be a spirit that possesses individuals, driving them to madness and cannibalism. Whatever this thing was, one thing is for sure. This video will make me think 3 times before ever going on a late-night drive through the forest again. This TikTok user set out to capture footage of a pileated woodpecker after hearing its call outside, but instead, he ended up recording something far more terrifying: a demon. This eerie video was filmed in eastern Canada, where the TikTok user was trying to spot the bird he had heard, but to his shock, instead of a woodpecker, a bone-chilling demonic scream erupted from the nearby woods. The sound was a mix of deep growling and piercing screams, as if coming from a massive creature lurking just beyond sight.
I heard some shit over here.
Some believe this could be a mountain lion or foxes, known to make unsettling cries. But honestly, there's something incredibly strange and disturbing about this sound. It doesn't feel natural. Would you be daring enough to venture into the woods and find out what's really lurking in there? I bet after watching this next video, you'll start wearing a cap, even when it's not sunny outside. This chilling footage comes from Indonesia, where a man was casually talking on the phone, completely unaware of the danger creeping up behind him. Out of nowhere, a snake slithers up and lunges straight at his head. Luckily, he was wearing a cap, and the snake's fangs got stuck in the fabric instead of sinking into his skin. As the snake struggles to free itself, the man finally notices what's happening. Then the video abruptly ends. That was way too close for comfort. If anyone ever asks why it's important to wear a cap outdoors, just show them this video. They definitely won't question it again. There are two kinds of people in this world, those who believe in aliens and those who don't. But this video, it's creepy enough to unsettle both. The uploader, who works at a shipdock station in Ocean City, Maryland, stepped outside to record the intense weather when he caught something shocking in the sky. A formation of glowing lights appeared in a perfect circle, seemingly coming from a saucer-shaped object. The eerie lights only appear for a brief moment before vanishing, leaving behind more questions than answers. The internet is buzzing with claims that this is an alien UFO, but let's think logically for a second. Could this be a reflection from floodlights on the ground or some kind of optical illusion? Maybe. But if it's not, then we might have to face the terrifying possibility that we just witnessed something extraterrestrial. Explore. If you fall into the category of Bigfoot deniers, this next video from Connecticut is just for you. Uploaded on February 5th, 2025 to a dedicated Bigfoot research channel. This video shows a slowed down, enhanced clip of what appears to be a massive, gorilla-like creature spotted in Connecticut. In the footage, we can see this beast walking on two legs with a human-like posture, its thick black fur covering its entire body. Every feature perfectly matches the classic description of Bigfoot. Some viewers claim it's fake, most likely a hoax with someone wearing a Bigfoot costume. But one thing's for sure. If I ever saw something like that walking around the outskirts, you might have to call 911 for me. No joke. I love drone technology, not just because they capture stunning aerial shots, but because of their incredible contribution to search and rescue missions like this one. This video, uploaded by SWNS News, captures the dramatic moment when a police drone located a missing pensioner after 24 hours of searching. In the footage, we see the drone spotting 75-year-old Peter Paw lying alone in the marshes. He appears to be struggling in the water, desperately trying to get out. Thankfully, this was a police drone, and as soon as officers spotted Paw, they immediately launched a rescue mission. After navigating through the marshes, the rescue team finally reached Paw and brought him to safety. Reports say he had gone for a walk with his family on a beach in Brancaster, Norfolk, before getting lost. Thank God for drones. Without aerial search capabilities, this could have turned into a week-long mission, and that much time could have been a game over for Paw. On a TikTok posted by Mad1701 on the 10th of May 2024, a normal night in Appalachia turned into something terrifying. It was 2:45 a.m., and the person filming was waiting at a railway crossing for a train to pass. The night was silent. Nothing seemed strange. But then, something happened. They pointed the camera at the train tracks, expecting to see nothing but the empty rails. But something was there when they turned the camera for just a second. A dark figure stood on the left side of the tracks. It was hard to see, but one thing was clear. It didn't look human. Wanting a better look, they increased the contrast and brightness. That's when the real horror appeared. The figure was still there. Now easier to see, its shape was strange, unnatural, and nothing like a person. Fear set in. Whatever this thing was, it had been standing there the whole time, watching. The video ended suddenly, leaving a chilling mystery behind. Many believe the Appalachian tracks are one of the most haunted places in the region. Stories of strange figures, eerie sounds, and unexplained sightings have been reported for years. Was this just another trick of the light? Or had this TikToker captured something truly unexplainable?
Yeah. What? Yeah, there's something back there.
This video was posted by a random guy on June 15, 2009. What started as a calm, ordinary night inside a home quickly turned into something terrifying. The video began like any other. Two people were inside, laughing and feeding their rabbits. The mood was light and relaxed. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But that was about to change.
Do you hear something outside?
Yeah.
As one of them filmed his rabbit, he suddenly stopped and asked the other, "Did you hear that?" At first, it was easy to ignore maybe just the wind or an animal outside, but something didn't feel right. There was a noise coming from the garden, something faint but noticeable. The person holding the camera hesitated, then walked toward the window. He peeked outside into the darkness, his camera recording everything.
There's something like
crouching down there.
Yeah, could you get the light?
The other person turned on the lights. At first, they could barely see anything, just the shadows of trees.
Yeah. What? Hey, there's something back there.
A dark figure was crouched low to the ground. It didn't move. It didn't make a sound. It was just there, watching. Then, without warning, it moved. The figure suddenly stood up and bolted across the garden, running with an unnatural speed. The two friends gasped in shock, the camera shaking as they reacted to what they had just seen. Without thinking, they ran outside, hoping to catch a better look. But by the time they reached the garden, it was gone.
What the fuck is that?
On a video posted by a random person on TikTok on the 29th of September, 2023, what started as a simple exploration turned into something strange and unsettling. A man was checking out an old abandoned house late at night. Holding a flashlight, he scanned the dark windows, trying to get a better look inside. But when he aimed the light at the second floor window, something caught his eye.
Yo, what the fuck is that? What?
For a second, he saw it. Something dark in the middle of the window. At first, he thought it was just a shadow. But as he stared, it became clear that this wasn't just a trick of the light.
What the fuck is that?
Panic started to creep in. The figure wasn't moving, but something about it didn't seem right. It wasn't shaped like a person, and it was way too tall. The more he looked, the more it felt like it was looking back at him. But before he could process what he was seeing, it was gone. In a video posted by a random person on TikTok on the 7th of February 2025, it all started as a normal night. But soon, things took a very creepy turn. Two girls were walking on an empty road, filming themselves with a phone. They were happy, smiling, and laughing. The night was quiet, and they were just enjoying the moment. Nothing seemed strange. The road was empty. No people, no cars, just silence. They were talking to each other, checking out their surroundings. Maybe they were just exploring. Maybe they felt safe. But that feeling wouldn't last long. One of the girls walked a little ahead. She wasn't filming. Maybe she wanted a better look at the area. But then, she stopped. And that's when they saw it. Something was standing there, watching them. At first, it was hard to see. The fog made it blurry, but the figure was tall, wearing a long frock. It wasn't moving. It wasn't making a sound. Its face was unclear, but it was staring right at them. The fun was over. Then suddenly it started running toward them. The girls screamed. They turned and ran as fast as they could. The phone was still recording, but everything was shaking. The screen showed only darkness and moving streetlights. They didn't stop. They just kept running. One of them finally turned the camera back, and the figure was gone. Completely disappeared. They stopped running, breathing hard. Their hearts were racing. They looked around, but the road was empty. There was no one there. Had they imagined it? Or was something there, watching them? They stood there, confused and scared. They whispered to each other, trying to understand what just happened. They knew what they saw. It was real. But how did it just disappear?
Wow, a monkey. A monkey on top of the coconut tree. It's crazy. Yep.
This video was posted by Nightmare Fuel on TikTok on the 29th of May, 2024. This was supposed to be just another quiet night. But what this man saw outside his window was something he would never forget.
Wow, a monkey. A monkey on top of the coconut tree. It's crazy. Yep.
It was May 2024 in California. A man was inside his house when he noticed something strange outside. There, on top of a broken tree, something was sitting. At first, he couldn't believe his eyes. He grabbed his phone and started filming. As he zoomed in, it became clear this was no ordinary animal. It had a small, thin body, almost like a creature from a movie. Its large, dark eyes stared directly at him. It wasn't moving. It wasn't making a sound. It was just watching him. The man whispered to himself, trying to make sense of what he was seeing. Was this some kind of cryptid, a lost animal, or something else entirely? But the scariest part was its stare. It didn't blink. It didn't turn away. It just kept looking.
Wow, a monkey. A monkey on top of the coconut tree. It's crazy. Yep, in Jamaica. Look at your eyes. Wow, a monkey. A monkey on top of the coconut tree. It's crazy. Yep, in Jamaica. Look at your eyes.
To make sure he wasn't imagining things, the man switched to a vibrant white filter. It was nighttime, so he needed a better look, and that's when he knew this was real. The creature was still there, its figure now even clearer. It wasn't a shadow. It wasn't a trick of the light. It was something unknown. But what was it doing there? Why was it watching him? In a video posted by Stick Sabot on the 2nd of August 2024, the backyard of a house was covered with little snow. Nothing moved. Everything was still. The security camera was recording, just like always. But then, something strange happened. From the left side of the yard, something appeared. A figure. It looked like it was pushing against something. Its face was blurry, hard to see. It stood there for a second, and then it was gone. For a moment, nothing happened. But then, the figure came back. This time, it looked like it was searching for a way out. It stood there, looking around. Then suddenly, it ran across the yard and disappeared into the darkness. No one ever found out who or what it was. But after that night, the homeowner never felt safe again. In a video posted by WVI Paranormal on 4th September 2024, everything seemed normal at first. The backyard was empty, quiet, and still. A small pool sat in the center, reflecting the dim light of the night. But then, something truly disturbing happened. On the left side of the screen, a red arrow pointed to something horrifying. A figure moved toward the pool wall. Its face was unclear, its movement strange. It leaned in, as if trying to observe the water. Or maybe something inside the pool. Then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, it was gone. The video zoomed in, and the figure became clearer, but not in a way that made sense. It didn't look human. Its form was smoky, shifting in the darkness, its face completely hidden. Who or what had been lurking by the pool that night? No one knows. But after watching this footage, one thing is certain. Whoever recorded it will never look at their backyard the same way again. These videos showcase eerie encounters that leave us with more questions than answers. From a cryptid on a broken tree to a haunting figure in a house, these videos leave us questioning what's real. Old photos often bring nostalgic memories, but for one man, revisiting his old trail pictures left him terrified. He shared a photo on Reddit, claiming it was captured by his brother trail cam during a forest hike. At first glance, the photo looks normal, but if you focus on the far right corner behind a tree, there's a shadowy figure resembling a humanoid. In the next photo, the figure is gone, ruling out the possibility of it being a tree or bush shaped like a human. Some believe it's a wandering spirit, while others suggest it might be a trail cam crawler. Either way, after seeing this, I'm definitely sticking to indoor adventures for now. This TikTok user thought it was a normal winter morning until she noticed something terrifying on her window and front porch. Her window was covered in strange marks that looked like a mix of claw and humanoid handprints, as if something or someone was trying to peek inside or worse, get in. She also found claw marks on her front porch, suggesting something with large claws had been roaming around.
What are these?
While some might suspect a bear, sightings are unheard of in the Maryland suburbs. So, unless bears have mastered stealth, this seems like something else entirely. Whatever it is, it's definitely not friendly. Better keep those windows locked. This caretaker experienced something so terrifying at an elderly woman's house that they quit on the spot. While sleeping on the 3rd floor, they woke up to the sound of a door opening And what the nanny cam revealed was shocking. The footage they reviewed was chilling. The old lady was walking in a disturbingly unnatural way, her hunched figure moving slowly, with the eerie sound of bones cracking as she closed a door behind her in the dark. The caretaker confirmed only the two of them lived in the house, and this unexplainable event was straight out of a horror movie. Adding to the bizarre nature, the woman even offered extra cash to convince them to return. But honestly, who would go back after witnessing that? Imagine being home alone and hearing your own voice calling you from another room. Sounds like a nightmare, right? That's exactly what this homeowner caught on camera. In this TikTok video, the homeowner hears his own voice clearly calling him from another room, even though he was alone. The voice sounded human, not like a recording, leaving him terrified.
Come here. Come here. Come here.
In a follow-up video, he explained that this had never happened before in his family home. His trembling voice as he asked for help in the comments showed just how shaken he was.
For anybody asking, this is my family home. What this is, please reach out. I don't care if it's in a comment or reach out.
If anyone out there is a paranormal expert, drop your insights in the comments. This guy could definitely use some answers. This girl was using the bathroom when she heard a knock at the door, but the terrifying part is she was home alone. Clearly scared, she clutched a pair of scissors for protection as the banging grew louder, as if whoever or whatever was desperate for her to open the door. What's even creepier is that a low female voice started talking to her through the door. Though she responded, she wisely refused to open it.
¿Qué? ¿Eh? Sacándome las cejas.
Panicked, she texted her mom, who replied she was at church and had no idea what was happening.
I do have an update, but it's not that much, but I did ask her.
Viewers believe this could be a creature from folklore called the Mimic, which impersonates loved ones to lure victims. Thank goodness she didn't open that door. Who knows what might have happened? This next video shows a group of kids exploring an abandoned swimming pool, and it quickly turns into the worst night of their lives. The pool, located on the outskirts of Angoulême, was boarded up with wooden planks, but the kids managed to break in and venture inside. Once inside the pitch-black darkness, they stumbled upon a strange man, sitting silently for reasons only he knows. Suddenly, an alarm went off, sending the kids fleeing in panic. It's likely the man was a homeless person seeking shelter, which is both sad and unsettling. The eerie stillness of his presence in complete darkness made the situation even more terrifying. The kids were smart to run. Who knows what that man was capable of, or why there was an alarm installed. A truly spine-chilling encounter. Have you heard of the Shadow Man? If not, this video might make you hope you never do. A woman was home alone when her door mysteriously swung open on its own. Her cat, Loli, was hiding nervously under the sofa, a clear sign that something wasn't right. Building up courage, she stepped out to investigate and saw a shadowy figure at the end of the hallway. As she approached, it let out a screech identical to her cat's cry. Panicked, she retreated, but when she aimed her camera again, the figure had moved closer and then right to her door. The video ends with her hiding under a table in fear.
Laisse-moi. Loli!
She claims this wasn't the first time it mimicked her cat to lure her. Whatever this thing is, one thing's clear: it's best to stay far away. Imagine if she hadn't shut the door and hidden in time. A man was out for a nighttime walk when he heard strange noises coming from the woods, but what he saw next made him instantly regret it.
Whoa!
Something was lurking, peeking out from the dense bushes, almost as if it was stalking him. The chilling part is that as soon as he stepped closer, he was hit with the smell of decaying animals, a clear sign that something wasn't right.
It's like something dead. God, stinks.
Even more terrifying, the bushes were thick, meaning whatever that thing was could be huge and fast, which would be bad if it decided to chase him. It's scary, but who in their right mind would go into those woods? Definitely not me. This family's Christmas celebration took a terrifying turn when they spotted something moving outside their house that nearly stopped their hearts. Captured in northern Minnesota, the mom, who was filming, noticed a large black figure walking near the forest line just outside their window. Curious but scared, she alerted her husband, and they stepped outside to investigate. To their shock, they saw it again, and it was a massive creature with black fur. Walking upright like a human. Even their dog, initially chasing the creature, retreated in fear, but kept barking toward the woods, clearly unsettled. Later, the mom managed to capture more footage of it moving through the trees. Many viewers believe this could be the legendary Bigfoot. If true, it's chilling to think such creatures might still roam our forests. After watching this video, you might think twice before attending a funeral ever again. Uploaded on Instagram and Facebook, it shows a woman lying in her coffin with her eyes wide open, eerily staring at someone outside. Even more chilling, her pupils appear to move and follow the camera until a hand passes over and they suddenly close. Many believe she was asking for help or warning of something sinister, but it's possible this could be an AI-generated video. The way her eyes close when the hand passes suggests a glitch, as AI often relies on motion triggers. Real or fake, it's enough to give anyone nightmares about funerals. Next, we have a real-life video of a UAP that matches perfectly with an official intelligence document presented at a congressional hearing.
Такое вообще офигеть просто. Как будто птицы какие-то, ну как будто светящиеся.
This video comes from Russia, where a driver spots what looks like a strange being floating in the air, appearing to shapeshift. At first, it seems like smoke, but as it moves in unusual ways and remains there, it starts to seem much stranger.
Просто. Как будто птицы какие-то, ну как будто светящееся что-то, вот много всяких вот каких-то.
An intelligence document presented at a recent congressional hearing describes a type of UAP that's organic, like a floating being, and can shapeshift. This matches perfectly with what's seen in the video. What on earth is that thing? It's pretty terrifying to witness such unknown entities in our airspace while the world isn't taking it seriously. I think it's time to wake up. Some people believe that we live in a simulation, and many glitches have been reported that seem to prove it, like the one in this video. This may look like a clip from a sci-fi movie, but it's a real one, captured by a driver in Mexico. In the video, we see a branch floating in mid-air, almost as if it glitched out. Commenters are running wild with theories, suggesting it's tied to something hidden in the darkness, like a tree or a pole, but I can't see anything in the video. What do you think about this floating branch? Ever seen something so strange that you thought the end of time was near? This video captures exactly that. In the video, recorded by a driver, we see what looks like a cloud having a tsunami in the sky. A massive wall of cloud sweeps across the horizon, almost swallowing it whole. It feels unreal, but here's the shocking truth. It's a real phenomenon caused by cloud seeding. Cloud seeding is a weather modification technique used to increase a cloud's ability to produce precipitation, like rain or snow. So whatever the government is doing, it's changing our weather into these scary sights. Please stop it. Australia is known for its diverse range of creatures, but this video I stumbled upon reveals some truly mysterious inhabitants we've never seen before.
You've got some long fur that was on the creature. There we go. There's a bit of a long fur. It's probably a bit dark to be able to.
The footage features an interview documentary with Jake Kasser, who captured a truly bizarre creature on film. In the video, Jake comes across a strange creature perched dead on a tree. At first glance, it resembles a brush-tail possum from above with its long snout. But upon closer inspection, it becomes clear that this creature is unlike anything we've seen before. With its elongated body, long tail, and weird predator-like teeth, it defies categorization. Jake carefully examines the creature, turning it around to show its body from all angles. It's a perplexing sight. This creature doesn't fit into any known pest category. But this is Australia we're talking about, a land known for its unique and sometimes bizarre wildlife. Perhaps this creature is just another example of the strange and wonderful creatures that call Australia home. Some even suggest it might be a devil rat that's grown to Australian proportions. China's technological prowess never ceases to amaze me, but I never imagined they'd be pushing the boundaries to the point of resurrecting extinct animals. Did that just blow your mind? Believe it or not, this isn't a real dinosaur. It's an expertly crafted animatronic brought to life by Chinese researchers. Just take a look at the texture and realism of this creature. It's like something straight out of Jurassic Park. And the sound effects? They're spot on. With dinosaur roars emanating from speakers cleverly hidden inside its mouth. But what really steals the show is its fluid movements. Watching it gracefully glide across the screen, you'd almost believe it was the real deal. It's a testament to the incredible advancements in Chinese animatronics technology. Now, I can't help but wonder what's next. Imagine full-scale replicas of dinosaurs roaming around. It's a thrilling thought and a testament to human ingenuity. When you're out on a forest hike, always keep an eye on your surroundings, or something like this might be lurking in the woods. The footage is from a hiker exploring the Canadian forest who noticed a hairy creature stalking him. Initially resembling a bear, the creature gradually reveals its distinctiveness. Its entire body has a humanoid appearance, and it's pretty massive, covered in thick dark brown fur. This creature fits the description of what many people consider the legendary Bigfoot. The way this creature stands still, gazing at the camera, is quite unsettling, because we're uncertain about its motives. It might be just curious about the hiker, or perhaps it sees the hiker as potential prey. So, when you're in the woods, it's important to stay alert, as we can't be sure about the intentions of this Bigfoot-like creature. Cave exploring may seem like a fun and thrilling adventure until you stumble upon something deep within that shouldn't be there. This eerie video, uploaded on X, takes us into the depths of a dark cave. At first glance, nothing seems out of the ordinary until the camera settles on something truly unsettling. Sitting in the darkness is a humanoid statue, kneeling in a praying position. Why is it there? Who put it there? Only God knows. From the footage, the statue appears to be carefully crafted, possibly carved from wood or even stone from the cave itself. Whoever made it put in an unsettling amount of detail because at first glance, it almost looks like a real person. Only when you take a second look does the eerie illusion break. Spotting something like this deep inside a cave is the kind of thing that sends a chill down your spine. It leaves us with more questions than these hikers in Brazil were on their usual hiking trip when something at the top of a hill froze them in place. This video, uploaded to YouTube, captures a distant view of a hilltop in Brazil, filmed by a hiker who probably didn't expect to see anything out of the ordinary. But then, two massive humanoid figures appear, casually moving around. At first, it might not seem like a big deal, until you realize just how far away the camera is. Even from that distance, these figures look unnervingly tall, and according to estimations, they were over 10 feet high. Naturally, the onlookers were just as confused as we are. Who, or what, are these towering figures? Could they be members of a hidden tribal group? Are they just exceptionally tall people? Or is this something out of this world? Whatever the answer may be, one thing is for sure. This sighting is deeply unsettling. Next, we have a series of eerie Google Maps images that seem to show someone desperately asking for help, but there's something strange about them. These images were captured on Google Maps in Los Angeles, California, over what appears to be a ship container dumping ground. Scattered across the area, we can see large words spelled out on the ground using what looks like metal parts. Words like help appear multiple times, along with Trafico and LAPD, as if someone was trying to get a message across. What makes it even creepier is that there are several similar signs spotted throughout the area, almost like a desperate cry for help. Concerned by what they saw, someone decided to visit the location in person to capture a video. But in the footage, none of the words are visible. Maybe it's just a trick of the camera angle since we're looking from the ground. Or maybe it's something far more chilling, like whoever left those messages being silenced.
Here's the outside. I don't see any of the the writing.
Naturally, people are deeply concerned. If these messages are real, then someone could be in serious danger. The word traffico suggests a horrifying possibility. Could this be linked to human trafficking? Could the person who wrote these messages have been a victim? Whatever the truth is, the police definitely need to investigate this, unless it runs far deeper than we realize. Ever heard of a fish that can predict natural disasters? Meet the doomsday fish.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
This footage comes from Mexico Beach, where a rare oarfish was spotted swimming unusually close to shore. With its long ribbon-like body and striking crimson dorsal fin, this deep-sea giant is rarely seen near the surface, making its appearance all the more unsettling. But what's truly alarming is that 2024 has already seen multiple oarfish sightings along the shores of Southern California, all found dead. And for many locals, that's enough to stir up panic. Why? Because these creatures have long been linked to natural disasters, particularly earthquakes. Before the 2011 Japan earthquake, over 20 oarfish mysteriously washed up on shore, leading many to believe they're a harbinger of seismic activity.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
That's an oarfish.
Of course, scientists have studied this phenomenon and dismiss it as nothing more than a myth. But whether you believe in it or not, one thing is certain: seeing an oarfish near shore is enough to send chills down anyone's spine. A woman was out for a walk with her daughter when she spotted something in the woods that made her rush her child inside immediately. This eerie video was uploaded on a TikTok channel. In it, we see a mother and daughter enjoying a peaceful time in the woods, until the daughter suddenly notices something lurking in the bushes and points at it. Curious, the mother zooms in, and that's when we see it, an eerie creature with spider-like legs protruding from its head. Its appearance makes no sense. It doesn't resemble any known animal that should be in the forest, and people are already calling it a spider alien. Could it be real? Could it be edited? Without further evidence, we can't say for sure, but one thing is certain: after watching this, none of us are going for a casual walk in the woods anytime soon. This next video is for all the Bigfoot enthusiasts out there who have been craving a decent quality sighting. This footage was uploaded to Reddit by a user claiming that his friend captured it while on a hunting trip. At first, everything seems normal, just a quiet moment in the woods. But then, something strange moves in the distance. A tall, black figure is seen walking with an eerily human-like posture. Some might say it's a gorilla, but I've never seen a gorilla walk this smoothly, almost too close to how a human moves. Viewers who have already seen the video are convinced it has to be Bigfoot, and honestly, they might be onto something. Tall? Check. Covered in black fur? Check. Walking on two legs like a human? Big check. Whatever this creature is, it sure fits the description. Some people use Facebook to share cute photos and videos, while others use it to creep the hell out of the world. This eerie photo was uploaded to Facebook by a user named Nyaga Kini, who claimed to have captured it accidentally in Congo. And let's be honest, this is the kind of accident no one wants to have. In the image, we can clearly see a strange, unsettling figure lurking in the bushes, staring directly at the man in the foreground. Its head is humanoid, but its features resemble something far more sinister, almost demonic. What makes this even more terrifying is that the man in the photo seems completely unaware that he's being watched. What do you think this creature could be? Drop your thoughts in the comments so we can either breathe a sigh of relief or be haunted for life. Our forests, as calm and thrilling as they may seem, hold mysteries that, when uncovered, can leave us utterly terrified, just like this eerie photo captured on a trail camera. What is that? This unsettling image was uploaded to Reddit by a user claiming to have captured a cryptid on their trail camera. In the photo, we see a tall, humanoid figure with bizarre body proportions. Its arms are unnervingly long, and its head, it's nothing like ours. Some say it resembles a donkey's, but with the darkness surrounding it, it's impossible to say for sure. Posts like this make me hope it's fake, but if it's not, then we have to face the horrifying possibility that something truly unexplainable is out there. This follower thought it would be a thrilling experience to venture into a haunted trail. But what happened next shocked the entire internet.
There it was again. What was that? Oh, shoot!
Terrified right now.
A YouTuber by the name of Raygloom received an email about a haunted trail with a really bad reputation. Intrigued, he told one of his followers about it, and out of curiosity, the follower decided to check it out.
Something, you know? Something weird. Anyway.
Right from the start, the trail had an eerie and ominous atmosphere. As he explained the story from the email, he suddenly heard the unsettling sound of an old woman laughing in the distance.
Wishing Ray Savage was here. What was that?
The follower became really scared after hearing the sound again. Just as he was deciding whether to turn back, the same eerie laughter echoed through the trees. But this time, it was much closer. Terrified, he panned the camera around, only to spot the old woman from the email story staring right at him.
There it was again. What was that? Oh, shoot!
Terrified right now.
She looked exactly as the email described. I just hope the guy filming was okay after this, because that old lady seemed to be chasing him. And what happened to him next, only God knows.
Get out of here!
After watching this next video, you might think twice before going on a hiking adventure with your friends. This video comes from a group of friends who set out on a hiking trip, unaware that something was stalking them. As they took a break during their trek, the camera unknowingly captured a white figure lurking in the background. Later, the same figure was caught stalking them again as they continued their hike. Then, when they settled down to camp for the night, they heard movement in the nearby bushes. Something was out there. This is exactly why I avoid hiking in these kinds of mountainous areas. You never know when a creepy white figure might be watching you with sinister intentions. This woman was house sitting when something decided to mess with her. As she was sleeping on the couch and recording herself, strange things started happening. First, something pulled her shoulder. Then, it began messing with her hair. and even yanked her head to wake her up. It also tugged at her hips and arms, as if trying to get her attention. Reviewing the footage later, she discovered eerie voices whispering, "She is mine," while something continued pulling at her. There's a lot going on here, and that house definitely seems haunted by a mischievous spirit that has taken a strange interest in her. You couldn't pay me $1 million to house sit in that place. That's for sure. These tourists, on their venture to Sintra, Portugal, captured something that is terrifying the whole internet. This video from 2010 was recorded by tourists visiting Pina Palace in Portugal. As they were filming the outskirts, the cameraman managed to capture a strange, large head peeking out from the nearby woods.
Here we are at the Pina Palace.
The head appears unnaturally large compared to the ground and the height at which it was seen. Due to its thick black fur, some people are convinced it might be Bigfoot, but without more evidence, we can't say for sure. It could be something far more sinister and entirely different from Bigfoot. Next, we have a photo captured at the Stanley Hotel in Colorado that proves why people get chills just hearing about it. This first photo shows the hallway of the famously haunted Stanley Hotel, best known for inspiring The Shining by Stephen King, who dramatically detailed his eerie experiences there. The second photo, taken just seconds later in a burst sequence, reveals a very clear figure at the end of the hall. No one had been seen or heard when the photos were taken. The uploader didn't notice the figure until they got back to their hotel room and began reviewing the pictures. The figure appears to be a lady, holding a purse in her hand, staring directly at the camera. What in the hell is that lady doing there? According to the cameraman who took the photo, no one was there at the time. Pretty scary. This kayaker couldn't believe his eyes when he spotted something strange in the lake, and he took to the internet for answers.
Out. I was cleaning up the lake, and I come.
This video comes from TikTok, where a user was baffled after discovering what looked like a skull submerged in the hazy lake water. The skull appeared to have been there for a long time, covered in algae buildup. The kayaker who found it was seriously confused, even considering calling the police, wondering if it was a real human skull.
I don't know if you can see this, but that looks like a skull. And I am freaked out. I was cleaning up the lake, and I come across this skull.
Even though it looks eerily real, it could very well be a prop from a horror movie or a short film that was left behind. But hey, that's just speculation. What do you think? A prop? Or something far more sinister? For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.